You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
Australia's spring weather outlook has just been thrown into chaos by something happening far away, right over Antarctica. Temperatures in the stratosphere above the South Pole have jumped by more than 30 degrees Celsius in the past couple of weeks. Now keep in mind, this isn't surface-level warmth we're talking about. It's happening around 30 kilometers above the ground. But the ripple effect of this sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW, can be massive, and it's already starting to make its presence felt across the country. So what exactly is sudden stratospheric warming? It's a rare event in the southern hemisphere where the air above Antarctica heats up rapidly, disrupting the powerful winds that normally circle the pole. These winds are known as the polar vortex, a kind of atmospheric belt that usually keeps cold air locked in place. But when the vortex weakens, as it does during an SSW, weather patterns across the mid-latitudes, including Australia, can shift dramatically. To put this in perspective, SSWs happen regularly in the Northern Hemisphere, about every 2 years, but they're extremely rare in the South. In fact, there have only been a handful in modern records. One in 1988, another in 2002, and the most recent in 2019. And if you remember 2019, you'll recall that it coincided with the devastating Black Summer bushfires. Now, before anyone panics, experts say this year's background conditions are different. Unlike 2019, the environment isn't as dry, and there are wetter climate drivers in play, like a negative Indian Ocean dipole and a possible weak La Niña. Those factors should help reduce the fire risk somewhat. But even so, the SSW has already rewritten the forecast. Just a few weeks ago, forecasters were confident that spring would lean wet, with regular rain and mild conditions. But since the stratosphere heated up earlier this month, Australia's weather has flipped. Westerly winds have pushed in, bringing hot, dry air to the north and east, while southern regions deal with bursts of strong winds and cold fronts. That's why we're seeing Sydney hitting highs around 26 degrees, while Melbourne struggles in the high teens. A reversal of the usual balance. Looking ahead, the big question is how long this pattern will last. In past events, the influence of stratospheric warming lingered well into summer, sometimes until January. If that's the case again, we could see more hot and dry extremes, especially across eastern Australia. And while rainfall is still expected in parts of western Tasmania, much of the country is likely to trend drier than earlier forecasts suggested. There is at least one silver lining. Stratospheric warming usually reduces the size of the Antarctic ozone hole. Warmer stratospheric temperatures prevent the formation of the icy clouds that drive ozone destruction, meaning the atmosphere gets a small reprieve. So while this sudden Antarctic heat spike won't guarantee another catastrophic fire season, it has changed the game for spring and summer. The next few months are now shaping up to be hotter, drier, and far less predictable than anyone expected just weeks ago. Stay subscribed for more videos.